Hello, 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 hello. How is everyone doing tonight? I am so excited to hang out with you and do some fun project and have some crafty shenanigans. I'm Shannon Smith. I am the director of the inspiration team at Brutus Monroe, and I have some really fun things to share with you. I'm just going to check and see if I can. Oh, stop. My dogs are getting used to it. We got a new dog yesterday, and my dogs are just kind of getting acclimated to each other. Benji, can you come here, honey? Will you get that on the right thing? Thanks. I have a TV in front of me now, so it's a nice setup to be able to do this, but I need to be able to, that's not it, hun. So I thought maybe, that's it. I thought maybe I'd be able to see the comments a little bit easier if I have them on the big TV in front of me. All right, well, can you believe we're in April? We are going to talk about all of the April subscriptions. And first, I want to be able to say hi to everyone. So let me make sure. Hello, Penny. How are you? I sent your package today. I'll have to remember to give you the tracking number after. Hello, Donna. How are you doing? It took me, and Penny, I apologize. I don't know what the deal was, but I just could not get myself to the post office. But it's done. It's in the mail. So be watching for that. Hello, LL. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. Donna, I hope that things are good for you. Donna, I talked to Donna about our new dog. She's sitting right at my feet, so I'll see if I can pick her up because she's kind of heavy. But I want you to meet our new,
I can help you pick
our new
up.
girl. Come here, sweetie. Come on, honey. Oh, you big lug. So this is Cookie, and Cookie joined our family yesterday, huh, Cookie? And she is the sweetest, sweetest little thing you could ever want. She is just lovey and huggy, and I love her. And the dogs are getting used to each other. We haven't had any major incidents or anything, so we're fostering her for a couple of weeks to make sure they're all going to be safe. But so far so good, and I can't imagine that we'll have an issue. She's just so sweet, huh, honey? Do you see you? Do you see you? All right. There you go. Oh, I see you too, buddy. Buddy's a little jealous. Buddy, do you want to be seen? Come here. Come here.
It's not showing.
Come here, honey. Okay. So this is Buddy. He's like the mini version. And he doesn't really like to be held, so it was funny that he was okay, thanks. It was funny that he was so jealous. And Louie, I don't know where Louie went. I'll show you Louie. I may as well show them all. Benji is being a great helper and getting him for me. So I call my dogs now small, medium, and large because they just are three definitely different sizes.
Puzzle.
So this is Louie. Hi, Louie.
Puzzle.
And this is the size dog that I was aiming at getting when I went to the shelter to get our new animal. And Cookie just won my heart and won Benji's heart. She absolutely adores Benji. So all of the dogs we're going to have, trust me, but we are having lots of fun and we just love them all. Yes.
Were you about to put him on my head?
Okay. What, honey?
Were you about to put him on my head?
I wasn't about to put him on your head. Thanks, Benji, for your help. Okay, Darren, if you want to switch cameras, I'll start talking about all the fun things that we have this month. Donna, aren't they? They're fun, aren't they? Louie is a little camera shy. I know, so much smaller, right? I know, Buddy did say, my turn, my turn. Hi, Candy. Hi, Kate. Hi, Penny. Let's see, did I miss anyone? I want to make sure that I say hi to everyone. The TV situation didn't end up panning out, so we're just going to skip the TV. And so we're good here. Okay, so I may have to remind myself to look at the comments. Okay, so this is the Wild Petals stencil. This stencil is one of the add-on stencils for this month. And this is such a versatile stencil. I can see so many things. You could make it super focused on the card. You could make it like the main star of the show. You could make it really bold and do really fun things with different colors. Or it could be so pretty as just a really soft, subtle background. Really, really pretty stencil. And then this stencil is called Serenity. And you've got this pretty little dragonfly over here and this big bunch of pretty flowers. And this one, I have seen some really beautiful samples from both of them, actually. But our design team has put some of these up. And I believe Kara put one up the other day on the Brutus Monroe fan page on Facebook. And it was really pretty, too. So we love that, by the way. We love it when you guys post your projects on the fan page because we want to see what you're doing with the project. We get inspired by you as much as you get inspired by us. So please don't be shy. Share your projects. Okay, so this is Roses. This is the stamp of the month. Now, I should say we do have subscriptions. If you're new to us, Brutus Monroe offers monthly subscriptions that you can just have it come right to you automatically in your mailbox. And so this is the stencil subscription of the month. And then this is the stamp subscription. And you can also do Stamp Club Plus, and that one would also include the coordinating die, and it's like $10 and that includes the shipping. So you definitely, I think you definitely want to check that out if you haven't already. So I will show you this first because this is another subscription. This is the die of the month, and this one is called Stay Rooted. And this is a fabulous staple for your dies. I can't tell you how many times I am just not one that wants to cut out my grass. I love stencils that do grass, but I really sometimes want the dimension that I get from a die. So this is great because you can use the die and you can use the stencil and get that much more versatility and that much more depth to your project. And we are actually going to use this one today. And then also there is this really pretty add-on. This is called Sweet Daisies. And this one also has, you can buy it singly on its own, or you can buy it in a combination. So you get the dies that go with it. And just really pretty, really, really pretty. And again, one of those that you could make really soft and sweet, or you could go bold and love that. And let's go to our most popular subscription. This is our inspiration kit, and this kit is a crazy, crazy good value. So what comes in the inspiration kit? First off, I'll show you that. You get a sheet that has all these different projects that our inspiration team has come up with. And it's just great because you may not copy it, exactly what they do. But for me, I don't know about you, but I get to put in all of the inspiration team's projects into social media. And I'm always inspired. And I did, I might go, oh, you know what? And think of with it. It's a great way to get inspired. So it's not called the inspiration team for nothing. All right, so you get that sheet, and then you get a collection of different paper you can use. And this month we've got kind of a variety this month. So we've got this glitter stock, and this is awesome glitter paper. This glitter doesn't just shed all over the place or anything. You can see I'm rubbing on it and it's staying stuck. And then you've got these sheets of layering cardstock. I think there's one more in there. Yeah. So we've got 4 sheets. And then we've got by 6 sheets in various colors. And, oh, we don't want to miss that. I'm going to set that aside for a second. And then we've actually got these little pieces of craft paper, which are also great. And these I love because these would make great little square cards. I am a fan of square cards. I know Christopher likes square cards too. Okay, let's get everything else out of here. Let's stick these back in. Okay, so the next thing I will show you is our card bases. Our card bases are really good. I love our card bases. They are just a nice heavy weight, and they like the perfect weight. They're not hard to keep, plus they are already pre-scored, but they're nice and you're not going to have a flimsy card. These are one of my favorites. I'm just going to put mine away right now. Okay, and then these. Oh, okay, hang on. Hi, Nikki. For which? I got disconnected. I wasn't sure if you or me. Can you let me know if I'm still connected? If you still see me? I know one, either Darren or I got disconnected, and we just want to make sure which one of us it was. We want to make sure one of us is on here. Okay, thank you so much, Luann. Still there. That was close. Thank you, guys. Okay, so Darren's going to deal with the technical difficulty for a minute. So next, let's look at the card panels. I looked at the word panels and foilable at the same time, and I almost came up with a new word. Okay, so this one I think is my favorite. It's right on top. This one's my favorite. And imagine that in, okay, so these are printed with toner. I should tell you that first. And yes, happy birthday, Candy. I can't believe I haven't had a chance to say it yet today. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Okay, so these are printed with toner. So that means that they will work great with your Mink or your laminating machine, whatever you use with your heat foil, your heat transfer sheets. We love them with ThermoWeb. They are awesome. You've got these. You've got these pretty roses. Oh my goodness, what you could do with that. And then you've got these pretty little flowers. All of these, I love them all. This is one of my favorite card panel packs that we've done this year. So definitely fun. These are great for so many things. I love that you can even, I mean, if you are in a hurry and you need a card real quick, you can go through with some foil, slap it on. Good. That is awesome. Okay. So now we've got the conversation clippings, and they are also printed with the toner, so you can use them with the foil as well. And these come with 4 sheets, 2 of each, black and white. So you get the negatives and the positives. So we've got, they all have the same sentiments, but look at all of those sentiments that fit on these cards. And if you're like me, hi, Mackie. Hi, Kelly. If you're like me, I'm nervous about stamping crooked. So I like using these sometimes. And sometimes they're just nice and quick. And plus, look at all the choices. Sometimes you have to find just the right sentiment. And I love that we get these so that we can find just the right one for our cards. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you is I will show you the paper pad. I have one that's already open. Let me use that one instead of take the time. So these come with 24 sheets, and there's 12 patterns. And I love that they're double-sided. I love that they're double-sided for several reasons, but one of them is I can never decide which side I want. So it's great because I have more than one opportunity to use the patterns. So if I like this side and this side, I can use them both because there's more than one. We've got these cute little flowers. Look how pretty this one is. I just got that would make a pretty bedspread. And this one's just so bright and cheery. Just so many pretty ones. I'll see if I can. I took some out because of I'm using some tonight. I was going to see. Okay, so I love this one, and I'm going to be able to use that. But this is the one that I'm using tonight, and I think that's just so pretty and delicate. All right, so you get a full paper pad in your inspiration kit, and this month there are a couple of exclusives. I'll show you those next. So this one's going to look a little dirty because we're using this tonight. This is part of what we're using. But look, we got these 2 masks, and they are, like I said, exclusive to the Inspiration Kit, meaning that they will not be available for purchase. So if you want to play with these beautiful masks, you will need to get them in the Inspiration Kit. But honestly, why wouldn't you want to? This kit is amazing. So this is what we have. And then the last but not least, we've got this beautiful, oh, nope, I didn't show you the other one. I have it in my hand, but I didn't show you. So this is one of our 4-inch brushes, but look at the color. It's a nice, pretty pink, and it's so pretty for spring. But the pink will not be available outside of the Inspiration box until October for breast cancer awareness. So if you want a pink brush, get the Inspiration Kit. All right, and then we have got our beautiful 33-piece stamp set. Look at all of these. It is a pretty paper pad, isn't it, Mackie? I agree. Oh, I am glitching? Oh, I hope I'm not glitching too much. Thank you for sticking with me. We've got all of these cute containers that you can use. You can use it with other things too. That's what I love about it. I have all kinds of ideas for these little things, especially this little, is it a milk can? I think that's what that is. And then you've got all of these different options for your flowers. And I have a card in mind I'm going to try to make this month. I don't know if I'll do it for a live or not. We'll see what I can do, but I'm going to mix this with a different set that we're actually using today. And I don't want to tell you too much, because if I do, you might not want to, I might spoil it. So I'm going to use it with this set. So, and this we're going to use today. This is the Garden Trellis die set. But going back to our stamp set, you've got all of these beautiful stamps to play with and to create your own arrangement. And also, you receive coordinating dies. Honestly, that's a lot of fussy cutting. I'm way happy about the dies. So you can see it's an incredible value. And I'm sure Darren, if he's not back on yet, he will be, and he will put the links up for, you are back on? He is back on. Okay, so let's get started on today's card. Okay, so I'm just taking a piece of Perfect Blend paper, and this is cut to 3 3/4 by 5. That's my favorite size to cut to, because I really like a mat on a card. So that's typically what I'll start with. And then I just sprayed our little mask with some Pixie spray so that it will stay down nice and tight on our card panel. So I'm just going to push all of that down and make sure it's on there. And then I'm going to take some Simon Hurley ink. And I've got 4 of them. I'm using Minty Fresh, Tropical Tango, Viper, and Shady. Okay, so first off, we will start with some Minty Fresh. And we're just going to go mostly around. I don't know if you can hear her, but Cookie is at my feet and she's snoring a little bit. She does. That's actually pretty quiet for her. She can snore, that girl can. Yeah, I'm talking about you.
Lisa says hi.
Hi, Lisa. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Lisa and Candy and Mackie, and I don't know if I saw anybody else from our design team, but they're all on our inspiration team. We have an awesome team. I just love our designers. And so now I'm just kind of filling in some gaps. I'm not going to do the whole panel in just this color. So I'm not really worried about getting a complete even coverage all the way through because we're going to have some other colors in there. And this color is fairly light, so it takes a few layers to really see it. So I'm just putting down a little bit of color now. Not going to worry about the whole panel. I think that's good enough for that. All right, so now we're going to use Tropical Tango. And I love that these colors complement each other. So this is kind of the lighter, this is kind of the darker. And Simon Hurley Inks has a lot of those that I think are really, they work really well together. I love his ink. So now I'm just going to kind of fill in around. Probably go over that a little bit more too, just to give us a little bit more definition. I'm going to try to work a little faster because I know we've got a lot left on this card, but I hope you'll stick with me because it's a fun one. And I'm going to bring back a technique I've done before, but it's really fun. Lisa, I am so glad it's Friday too. It's been a good week, and I'm so glad you love the team. We love having you on our team. Okay, so I think that's probably good enough for that. Maybe a little bit more. I think I like color, I gotta tell you. I'm more likely to do a little too much than a little too sparse. You know what I'm saying? Let's do a little bit more right there. Okay, I guess that I can maybe pull myself away from this. No, I guess I can't. I gotta get those edges nice and defined. But we are not quite done yet. We're going to... What was that, honey?
You can do it.
I can do it. Thanks for your vote of confidence. Okay, so now I'm going to take Shady, which is a gray. And this is great when you have like a really vibrant color. I'll show you. So we're going to be using this paper, and you can see that this is really vibrant. They don't really go. I think you can see. The camera is not the best for color. It doesn't really show it as true as I would like, but you can see there's a lot of gray in this green. So we're going to use some gray in our green. So I'm going to start on the edges because I want my darkest colors to be around the edges in case it's kind of harsh. And then I'm going to do more subtle shading over the top in the center. So we can kind of, ooh, be careful. It's a very delicate stencil. And if you get too aggressive, you're going to have what happens, what I just did. So be careful so you don't bend up your stencil. So again, I'm going heavier in the corners and getting all the harsh lines off my brush. And then I'm going to go lighter in the center. And if I can remember to use a lighter touch too, we won't have problems with our stencil getting bent. All right, and let's do this last corner. Well, no, there's one more corner after this. And we'll just kind of do the same thing. We're almost there. We just have that one last corner. Okay. And this is a fun card. I hope that you'll experiment with at least some of what I'm doing tonight, just because sometimes you just need to let loose and experiment and play. And this is one of those cards you can just play. And if you mess up, if it doesn't work out, that's okay. It's paper. And you never know. I learn so much when I do make mistakes. I use our product better. I learn how it works with other things. I learn how much my paper can take sometimes. I love the things you learn when you're experimenting, and you can't learn it any other way sometimes. So embrace it and have fun with it. All right, I probably did even a little bit more of that than I wanted to. So if you ever feel that way, you can just go in, kind of refresh it a little bit. Ugh, that poor little guy, I gotta bend that back out. Okay. Okay, now we're talking. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to leave that stencil on still. And I'm going to take some of my Simon Hurley Viper ink. And I'm just going to use it on my mat. And I'm just doing direct to the mat. Hi, Donna R. How are you? I sent your package today. It is on its way. I am crazy. It took me forever to get those sent out, but I had them packaged, but all separated and ready to go, and I didn't get them sent out until today, but they're gone. They are on their way. All right, so I'm going to take a paintbrush and I usually get out my ugly bucket for this, but I didn't, so we'll just go with it. And I'm just going through, and I'm doing quite a bit of flicking on this. Because for one thing, I like the way it reacts with Simon Hurley ink. And I actually think I want a little bit more with a little less water so we can have a couple of different depths to our color. The trick is you got to have enough water that it will still flick. Let's see if I can get a little bit more. And then I'm going to just go through and really lightly, actually, you know what, I'm going to do it this way. Let's get a little bit more water in there so that it's just really wet. And I'm just going to just run my edges of my paper through it. Oh, Donna, that sounds like fun. All of my dogs. I showed all of our dogs today because we just added a new puppy to our household. All right. So I actually want this even a little looser, so I'm just going to just kind of mess with it a little bit because I don't want the lines to be at all straight. I just want them to be nice and loose. And I feel like I want just a little bit more of the green to show up. So I think I'm going to dry that so that it comes up a little, it doesn't fade out so much now. We've got a great background going on, but now we just need to add a little bit more. And now you want to be careful not to leave your heat tool on your stencil. I'm going for the corners because you don't want to warp your stencil. I might want to warp it a little where I bent it. Okay, so now let's add a little more water. And see if we get, yeah, just a little bit more vibrance. Okay, I think that's good enough. And now I'm going to go ahead and peel off the stencil. And we are not quite done. We're going to place some more. So I want to leave, we're kind of just copying the little flowers here. And actually, I think while I've got this little pile of ink, we'll just go ahead and do the edges of this paper too. It's not really brushing on very good. We'll do it this way. Oh, thanks, Donna. And I'm just not being really precise, as you can see. And like I said, some cards are just fun to just let loose. And sometimes you just got to experiment. Okay, so now I'm going to wipe this up. I'm going to use some of my awesome, let's see, I can't remember what this is called. Lucky Marshmallows. Lucky Marshmallows Squeaky Clean. Smells wonderful. It's our stamp cleaner. It works great for mats too. Okay, and now I'm going to just grab my little 4-inch brush. And what I love about these is when you have a small area, it's just really easy to use it. And I'm okay if it goes over into the rest of it a little bit, because it'll just give us a little bit more depth. But I'm only going up to the top of the stem. Hi, Gina. How are you? Welcome. I love Viper too, Donna. It's a really pretty color, isn't it? Thank you, Donna. I love our little puppies. We are having so much fun with them. So I have to tell you, last night, Benji was sitting with Cookie, and she just adores him. She just stares at us. She'll stare at both of us, and she'll just look at us as if she'd forgotten to stare at us for a second, and then she'll just kiss us and kiss us and kiss us. Well, she did that last night with Benji right after we got home. And then she was just smiling, and she had little tears running down her face. It was the sweetest thing. I think she was just so happy to be out of the shelter and to have a house. So
She smiles a lot.
she does smile a lot. She's really expressive, really cute. And I don't feel so outnumbered with boys now. Oh, we love her, Gina. She is way fun. I'm looking forward to spending some time with her this weekend some more. You know what, Donna? You're absolutely right. Priorities, for sure. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I think we've got enough on there. So now, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to elevate again. So we are going to take, this is Shimmer Mist. So I'm going to put our mask back on for a second. And I will get my bucket for this. This is my beautiful, ugly bucket. This bucket has seen a lot of cards, and it's seen a lot that didn't make it to cards. So there you go. All right, I am actually going to hold, I'm hoping not to spray my camera, but I'm holding this rather far away because I would rather, I kind of aim for the edge of the paper because I don't want to get too heavy in one spot. I kind of did, but that's okay. Shimmer spray is gorgeous. It's just a fun way to add a little something extra to your card. And I'm just going to blot it so it will dry a little faster. All right. Let me show you what the shimmer spray does. Can you see how pretty that is? Just adds that really pretty shine. Okay, so now we can peel our mask off. And the next thing we're going to do, and this might be a little weird because this is still a little wet and I'm not sure what this will do, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. to use our triple thick embossing powder. I'm just looking for my embossing tray. It was right here. And of course, I can't find it now. There it is. Okay, I knew it wasn't far away. All right, so what I want to tell you, and you can make fun of me if you want, this is me. I like to use embossing powder a lot. And sometimes I don't have patience, so I have and this is what my other one is. It should not be that color. Mine's gray, and I'm okay with that. But I have one that's actually the right color too. So that one is going to get set aside because I can tell you that the ink is probably still kind of wet on this. So I'm just going to use my second one that is a little bit grungy. And I love having that freedom to have a grungy one because, you know, this is not a person class. Let's play and have fun class tonight. Okay, so now I've done the whole panel, and I'm just going to get our triple thick, and I'm going to do a layer of that. And I'm not worried about it being super thick for the first layer because we're going to do it again. So just going to knock that off a little bit. And because there's some moisture underneath, it might make it bead up a little bit, but I kind of think that's okay. We're going for some rustic look here. So this triple thick is much heavier and more dense than our regular embossing powder. You can see it's really coarse. Yeah, can't do that. And I like the way it looks with the shimmer mist in the background. So let's turn it around a little bit. Oops, put my finger right in the hot stuff. I think we've got it all. Okay. All right, so we've got our first layer down. Now, right now you can see it's still flexible, it's all good. But what we're going to do is we're going to make it so that we've got a thick enough layer that we can crack it. So let's first, before we do that, I want to do a few more little things to our panel. I want to add some more shimmer mist and some more green just to catch anywhere that may still not be covered, just to give us a little more of the vibrance. Let's see, where's my green? That's my green. Okay. So I'm taking more of the Viper and I'm just kind of going over it. So we'll get a little bit more, like I said, where there's little pockets where it beaded. Okay, so we've got that. I'm gonna wipe it off really quick. All right, and now we'll put one more go of our shimmer mist, because now we're going to get some where we didn't have it before, which I think is kind of fun. And I'll show you why we're doing it twice. It's kind of fun when you look at it after. You'll see it shimmers a little bit. Not a whole lot. Maybe I'm the only one that will notice, but I'll show it to you. Okay, so now we've got that wiped off. So it should only be where there was a spot to do it. Hang on one sec. Okay, so now we're going to add another layer of our embossing ink. Oh, thank you, Mackie. Okay. All right. I hope you still think it's neat at the end, LL. Okay, so now I do want to make sure we have a nice good layer, but we do have that layer on the bottom, so we don't, you know, the chances are good we will have a good layer anyway. So we've got a pretty healthy layer on there. Let's get the edges. Well, honestly, I don't even know that we need to get the edges all the way, because you'll see in a minute. Basically what we've been doing already, where it's okay to kind of ink around, catch the spots that might not already have something on them. All right. I'm sorry, I know it's kind of loud, so I'm not talking a lot right now because I don't know how well you can hear me. So make sure I got it all heated up. Okay. Ben? Oh. All right. I see one patch that I missed. Oh, I see a couple patches. It's good to make sure you change how you're holding your card so you can see in the light a little bit. Yeah, I missed a couple spots. Okay, so I hope you will forgive me. Benji is indisposed for a second. I was going to have him run this to the freezer, but it looks like I need to do that. So hang on a sec. I'll be right back. Darren will be on still if you want to chat. Then hurry so that you can bring it back to me when it's time, okay? Okay, sorry about that. So I'm just going to put my powder back in my jar. Save it for another day, of course. Okay. So, oh, excuse me. I'm actually just going to take this mat and brush it into the garbage because it's got, like, when you use the coarser embossing powder, it tends to blow off a bit. So be prepared for that. Okay, I think we're back in business. Let me just wipe off our mat again really quick. I love to do it because I get to smell my marshmallow cereal again. Okay, that is under control now. We can move on to the next part. So while that's in the freezer, that's going to make it so that when it comes out, we can crack it. And you will get to see what that looks like. Well, hi, Anne-Marie. How are you? I was just telling everybody the packages all went out. They're all on their way. And I'm so sorry that it took me so long. It was ridiculous. The last few weeks, this month has been crazy busy. I don't know what the deal is. Okay, so now we've got our paper still. And we are going to make this is cut down, by the way, to 5.5 by 5.5 because we are going to make a 6x6 card and I'm going to mat it. So I've got, this is 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. And so we will put it on our mat. Actually, I'm going to wait. No, I'm going to do it. Sorry, had to think things through for a second. So let's just use some tape for that. Isn't it pretty paper? I love it too. I love both sides. I had a hard time deciding. Look how pretty that goes with the brown too. Oh, Kathy, we're glad you're here. You can jump in wherever you want. But I'm glad that you can rewatch it if you want to. All right. Let's try the other side. There we go. Okay. So now I do my best to get it on there straight, which I almost did. The bottom's a little bit off, so we'll do it like that. The sides and the top are all a little bit more even than that bottom, but that's okay. Nothing too serious. Okay, so now I cut this out using the Garden Trellis die set. I love this die set. This is just a great way to get some more texture in there. You can do things behind it. You can make a shaker, depending obviously on how large the pieces are. You can do all kinds of things. You don't have to do a full panel. You could do little strips. I've used it just for little borders. This is a great die. And it also has all of these little vines and flowers that you can put. So sky's the limit on that. Okay, so we're going to put this on our card. I'm just looking for my glue. I'll use this so I can see that my tape. There we go. I used mine with My plates for my die cut machine were pretty warped. So I used mine with a little shim, a little metal shim. And that made it cut out really easily. Before I put the shim on it, I was having a little trouble with the middle, but I think it's because my plates are a little warpy. Yeah, it's awesome. I agree, Kathy. I have to agree with Gina. Next month's papers are really pretty too. It's crazy because we get to see things a little earlier, and so it's hard to keep it under our hat because there's just so many fun things. And we've been in meetings planning things for the rest of the year, so I'm like, ah! So many fun things. I need to make room. Okay, I think we've got enough on there. So I'm going to just kind of put this to the right and just kind of try to get the edges kind of even. Do my best. Looks like I missed this row. I'll just. We've got the Donna trifecta. Yay! Hello, hello. Okay, so now, Benji, can you go grab that panel out of the freezer? Yes, my card making has gotten from the craft room all the way to the kitchen now. All right. Let's set this aside for a second. Thank you. Okay, so now, I hope it's been in there long enough. It might not have. Oh, yeah, it is. Can you hear that? So we're just going to crack all of that awesome embossing powder. And you want to do it right away when you get it out of the freezer. Otherwise, you might have to put it in the freezer again to get it back to where it will do this. And I may have even left it in a little longer if we weren't live, but you know, ooh, and that is another thing you have to be careful of. And that's okay. It'll still be all right when we use it, but yeah, they do rip if you're not careful. I think we have enough cracks. Can you see all those cracks? Now we want to make them stand out as much as we can. So I'm just going to get, now I'm cheating a little bit. I hope you won't be upset. If you have brown aqua pigment, it'll probably be just the same. But I'm just going to use a little of this Acorn Chroma Mist. And I don't know if this is available anymore. So forgive me if it's not. And I'm just going to, let's see, I think I'll just put some water with that. Make it a little looser. And you don't need as much as I did, but I'm just going to put the cracks through it. And then I've got a little rag somewhere around here, yeah, so that I can kind of just wipe them off. Just so that I can kind of accentuate the cracks. We might even just do some of this for a second because it's not going to hurt anything. Do a little bit down there. I'm doing it the quick way. You could be as meticulous as you want or as haphazard as you want, but I'm kind of going on a theme tonight of being a little bit looser on stuff, so we'll just go with that route. Okay. And maybe, I think that might be enough. Maybe a little bit over here. I'm going to go around the edges one more time in case we have any edges that didn't get the embossing powder, so we can just get a little bit more depth again. And then I'll wipe it off. Hi, Theresa. How are you? Glad you're here. Okay. So now you can see all of the cracks that we made. And we're almost ready to stick that on our card. Let me just clean our mat again. We did a lot of mat cleaning tonight, didn't we? Okay, so now we'll wipe that off, get it out of the way. And it's time to start putting our card together. So we are going to add our card, I think maybe about maybe right there. So let's just use some more of our awesome tape. I'm glad you like it, Mackie. Okay. Now, if it's wet, you might want to wait a minute or two before you stick it on. Mine's not terribly wet. It has a little bit of wet on it, but nothing I think that'll matter. So we're going to just go for it. Okay, so now we've got that in place on our card. And I kind of like that it tore. It just gave it that much more character. All right, so now we're going to add a ribbon because, of course, there's going to be some ribbon. But before I put that down, we're going to add, this is the, from our Stay Rooted. This is this one right here that we're adding. And I'm going to glue the heck out of it. Honestly, what I should have done that I didn't think to do is if I had die cut it, if I'd stuck it to some self-adhesive sheets, then it would have been ready to go for me. And I could have just peeled it off and just put it on. And that would have been really smart, but I didn't think about it. So we're going about it the old-fashioned way. So learn from my mistake. I give you plenty of opportunities for that. All right, so now we're going to put this about right here, I think. And we're going to try to make it stay there. Okay. So for now, because it's not going to stick really well on this side yet, so let's concentrate on this side for a minute. Get that stuck. And then, you know what? Let's try something. I'm just going to heat this up a little bit and see if it will stick to the embossing powder. I don't want to ruin my cracks, so I don't want to do it for too long. Maybe just enough. Yep. Yay. Okay, so now it's sticking to our panel better. Okay, so now This little tag is from the Simply Sweet die set, which you know I love. That I show you every other 5, and this is still available, if you can believe it. There's a few left, like there's less than 10, and it's on sale for $5, I believe. Right, Darren?
Yep.
I'm telling you what, for $5, look at what you get. If you do not own this die set, I am telling you now, you will kick yourself later,
There's only
because
7 available.
there's 7 available, and it's $5, and I use it so much. It is really versatile. So
It says
definitely
50 in the QR code.
snap them up.
It's on sale.
What was that, Darren?
QR code says 50, and when I saw it on the thing, it said it was on sale.
Okay.
So as long as you
The QR code is not correct. It's Darren said it. The QR code isn't showing the sale, but it was on sale. He looked. So definitely take advantage of that while you can. All right, let's see if we can still see the sentiment okay. So I just pulled it around, pulled both loops through, and tied a bow. And this sentiment, we're just going to scooch it up so it covers the bottom of our border. And this sentiment is from the Market Flowers. It's right here, with love. And okay.
Not on sale anymore, Ken.
What was that?
It was on sale before live. I think that we took it out.
Oh, sorry. It sounds like it isn't on sale. We are mistaken. That must have changed very recently. So forgive me. Okay. So I think we need a little thing, as always. Let's put a couple of little jewels up at the top. Maybe like that. And now we just need to put it on our card base. And we have got our card. Let's just use glue in the interest of time. Okay, let me make sure I have my card going the way I want it. And this is one of our pre-scored, pre-cut 6x6 card bases, which I absolutely love. Okay, so I'm just going to hold on to it for a second. We're almost there. And there we have it. All right. I probably should have moved that up just a little bit. I might have to tie that a little bit. I'll tie it a little tighter after. All right. I'm glad that you joined me tonight for some crafty shenanigans, and I hope that all of you have a wonderful, safe Easter weekend, and however you celebrate. And I hope you'll join me again next week for another live. Thank you so much. Bye.